Welcome to another Loven Stamps tutorial. I have another Choose Happiness video tutorial for you with the fabulous Blendabilities markers, and I have some new techniques for you to use with Blendabilities on another fun project. So we'll be doing some neat kind of collage work on this one, and let's go ahead and start stamping. Alright, so I'm going to start off here by stamping my branch from the Choose Happiness stamp set and then grab my Blendabilities. Blendabilities markers come 3 to a package from Stampin Up, and they are graded on color from light, for light, medium, and dark. So I'm going to take my medium first and go ahead and color, and perhaps you'd like to see a little closer. Would you? Let's move in. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and color the whole background. I like to blend from light to dark and then sometimes finish up with a last light step. Some people like to go dark to light. Honestly, it is really your preference. There's not a wrong answer in terms of Blendabilities. One thing you do want to watch is the center cap. See how there's a circle there in the center? You want to make sure your tip is lined up perfectly to go right in the center and that you hear those click so that your markers don't dry out. Since they are a alcohol-based marker, they would have a tendency to want to dry. So, alright, so on these lines here, I'm going to color my medium, line this up, and then on my darkest marker I'm going to go ahead and color one more time. So what that's doing is it's kind of like making the groove, like if the leaf was folded like this, you would see a shadow in the center of the leaf. Alright, and that's really how simple they are. So then I'm going to take my scissors and go ahead and start cutting out here. If you don't have paper snips, these are the most fabulous scissors for doing this kind of detail work. And once that's all cut out, I will start assembling the rest of my card. So let's fold our Cherry Cobbler cardstock in half, and this cardstock is cut to 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So you'd actually have to, if you had a square envelope, you would have to pay extra postage to mail a square card. But good news, it fits in a regular Stampin' Up! Medium envelope, so just, I usually just mail my square cards that way. Oh wait, okay, and before you attach this, you need to go ahead and add your flower. Alright, getting ahead of myself here. So I'm going to take my Memento ink pad again, which is hands down my favorite ink pad for stamping black right now on any project, whether I'm doing watercoloring or not. And then I'm going to go ahead and take, I'm just going to use my medium marker on this one, and on my background here, background of my flower, I'm going to go ahead and go over the darkest lines here on my flower. So those shadow lines, which you may have seen if you've been watching my other Blendabilities video tutorials, I like to call those dark lines the color here lines with a capital C and a capital H, because those are basically Stampin' Up! Artists, the people who made these stamp drawings, since they're had to be drawn to be turned into stamps. Those were the lines, the places where they saw shadows. And so as a color here line, then I say go for it, just color it in. And then if you want to, I'll just do a little bit, blend a little bit around the end of those. When you're working with this flower, you want to remember that the petals actually are sticking up and the shadows are behind the petals. Does that make sense? So you want to extend the shadows sort of back from their starting point to get more of an effect. You see how that works? Alright, and then we're going to cover most of it up anyway, so don't fret too much. This is like a great beginner Blendabilities project because your flower honestly isn't going to show all that much. Okay, so we're covering that up. We're taking our little piece of gold foil. Here's a trick for trimming a ribbon end. Cut halfway up in the center and then cut to the point from each corner, and that way you know that you get your sides relatively even. I'm going to nail this baby down. We'll stick it about there, and then our branch is going to be layered on top. And I actually like the when I'm doing details, gluing and things like that, I really like using just the liquid adhesive, the the mono Tombow liquid adhesive. Multi-purpose liquid adhesive is what it's called in the catalog. I always forget the real name because I like to call it green lid glue. Okay, so we've got that stuck on, and it'll take a second to grab, but once it grabs, it's on there. And then I have a piece of linen thread from my Stamps the Mail Club kit, and I'm going to thread it through the button, back around the other side. Now if you want to get fancy on attaching your piece of crochet trim, you can tuck it under here, but honestly, if you just tie the bow on the button and glue the crochet trim under it, it will just be that much easier. And I'm all for simple and breezy. You guys know that from watching my video tutorials. If there's a hard way and an easy way, I'm all about trying to make it the simple way. So, okay, I'm going to trim my ends of my thread so that looks pretty. Take my crochet trim and fold it over, and we will stick that here. And actually, I think I'm just going to use some more green lid glue. Toss that on there, fold over my ribbon. Trim. This crochet trim is so pretty, and it's great for sort of that vintagey style. And then you can use green lid glue, multi-purpose adhesive, or you could even just use mini glue dots to attach your button. But go ahead and stick that button there on top, and there we have our finished card. So there's another Stamps the Mail Club project for you. If you haven't subscribed yet to the November kit, I do have some kits left, and I would be happy to get one to you so that you can make these projects the way I'm showing, and you can even watch the video tutorials while you're doing it. Wait, what was I doing next? Oh yeah, let me rewind and pause. So anyway, thanks so much for stamping with me by mail, and thanks for watching.